Buongiorno and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we're going to be playing with some new makeup. I finally got the Anastasia and Amrezy palette, so I'm excited about these. So we're just going to kind of play with it, do a first impressions, all that good stuff. I also have the Fenty Mascara, the Beauty Blender, the Tati Blendiful. Like, we're just going to use a lot of newer released stuff in this video. So if you are interested, please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. I do upload here at least 3 to 4 times a week. So click the button and let's go ahead and jump into this video. All right, so let's get started with the Amrezy palette. I never know if it's like Amrezy or Amrezy. I feel like it's like not one of those things you can really look up because everyone just says it differently. But at first I was like, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the packaging before, but I was like, I feel like the Desi, they did a better job with the glitter. This actually doesn't look, like I thought it kind of looked cheap, but it's actually quite pretty. I'm actually really happy with it. Like I was like, I don't know about that, but it does remind me of like if this was a Barbie collab. I'm so excited. I know it's been a while, but this took forever to ship. I'm like, why did I buy this on Anastasia's website? I should have just waited for Sephora, but I thought I was going to get it quicker. So I know I'm not going to really focus on this because I know like by now there's hundreds of people using this. My biggest thing when looking at this palette though, like through swatches and stuff, was like these two shades look so similar. So I want to put one on one eye and one on the other just to see if they look differently in the crease, just because I'm interested. So let's start with New Yorker first. Because yeah, I can't tell if they're going to show up differently on the eyes. And then they also really remind me of like, definitely a few of the other browns from Anastasia. But this is definitely, like I know a lot of people were just like, this is nothing new or exciting. And I get that, but I also don't have the Riviera or the old like Norvina palette. So for me, I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be similar to my Soft Glam, but I don't have those two, so it made me feel a little bit better about buying it. I did prime my lids with Anastasia Primer. I do really like that primer. I just wish they'd come out with like more shades so it's not like super stark white on my eyes. But it lasts a really long time. Like I got a mini size and I'm still using it, and it's been like since it released pretty much. All right, so I just wiped off my brush. Now we're gonna dip into OG. Let's see if it gives us a different. I mean, there's obviously a kick up, but like it's like typical Anastasia kick up. You know what I mean? It's not bad. I never actually tried Subculture. I remember looking at it when it first came out and I was like, oh, I really want that. And then I just, you know, all the reviews were so bad, I just never picked it up. But I always thought the color story was so pretty. So here are the two colors on the eye. So this one is OG and then this one is New Yorker, and I feel like, yeah, it almost looks identical on the eyes. You know what I mean? Like this one might be like a touch lighter, but really that's it. Like if I was to build it up, I don't think you would be able to tell a difference between the two colors. So that's kind of disappointing, you know, because you want use out of every single shade. But yeah, I was kind of like, maybe they'll look different on the eyes, but they don't look different on the eyes. But I'm still like, I'm excited about all this. So I'm going to just mix them together that way, you know, just in case they look even. All right, next I'm going to dip into 1998, which is like the deeper brown. And then I don't know what I want to use for the lid. Like there's so many shades in here that I'm interested in playing with. And I'm like, do I want to play with glitter today? I think I really want to use Barb. Like that color just looks so pretty. So I'm going to pack on that 1998 color on the end, and then maybe a little bit of Semsa just to try in that Barbie shade. That Barb. I keep thinking it's Barbie, which is Barb, which yeah, I am happy that at least Norvina came out saying like she wasn't going to release a whole bunch more. Like I'm like, kind of work on other things, you know? I think that's why I really like Fenty's line. I just feel like they did a good job of like coming out with things that everybody else wasn't coming out with at the same exact time. Like, yeah, the foundation, but the only thing with Fenty, I'm just like, can you make blushes? Please. Ooh, this is a very intense color. I did not realize it was going to be this deep. I'm not mad at it because I love my chocolatey browns. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to add that pink shade now because I got to work with this. So just going to lightly kind of tap it in, bring it up a little bit. But yeah, the thing with the Anastasia palettes is like I tend to reach for these a lot. Even though if I'm not like immediately excited about it, this one I actually was. Like I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's the same. The only shade that I was like, I don't love in here off the bat was the Amrezy shade. I don't like hot pinks a lot of the time. I feel like if I have one, that's probably enough. I don't need multiples. Okay, yeah. I definitely went in a little too heavy-handed on the other side because now I'm like, okay, this is perfect amount, whereas this is like deep. So just be careful because that was a lot of pigment. But yeah, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in like forever. Like not really much is going on, you know? Did I ever tell you guys that we booked our trip to Hawaii? I am so excited. I made my husband do it because I was like, if we're gonna have kids this year, we're going to Hawaii. So we are booked and I'm going in April. I am so excited. Like right now, I have no idea if I want to compete this year. I usually do, for those of you who don't know, I do bikini competitions. And I worked really hard to like get qualified again to go to nationals last year, and I just don't know if I can afford to go. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And I cared more about the vacation and the memories I'll make with him. So it kind of, I don't know. It's like bittersweet because I haven't like fully decided yet, but I think I just had all these goals of things I was going to accomplish before kids, and now it didn't happen. And not to say I can't accomplish them after, but I can't stress about that right now, you know? So, yeah, that's what's going on right now. I think I've watched every true crime documentary possible. If you have anything that's not on Hulu or Netflix or Prime, like, I've literally watched everything. So I think what I want to do is take a little bit of, get rid of this brush. I always wonder if these brushes, like if they're always the exact same or if some of them change. I don't know. It's more because it's dual-ended. Like I always want that hourglass brush that everyone loves that's dual-ended, and I don't ever get it because I just feel gross putting it in my container, and then I know one side is going to get crap all over it. So I think I'm going to take Cupcake, which is the purpley shade, and then I'm going to take some of Barb. I lit a candle back there, and I'm loving the smell, but I'm also scared I'm going to light my hair on fire. But yeah, I've just finished watching that Aaron Hernandez case. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, his was definitely not one that I was like, he's potentially innocent. But it was still really interesting. And then I wonder like how I'm going to be with kids and if I'm going to like let them play football or if I'm going to be weird, but I don't know. It was still interesting though. I mean, I felt bad for him, which I know that most of the time you're not supposed to say, but I kind of feel like that has to be the lowest of the low in anyone's situation. And then I watched the Oscar Pistorius one, which is like the Olympic runner. I'm taking this up, like I'm taking it above my crease. But I watched that one on Amazon Prime, and that was really good. Like I was definitely like, if you don't know the story, it's the Olympic runner that had, like he's an amputee, and he killed his girlfriend, and he said that he thought she was like a robber in the bathroom, like someone trying to rob the house, and he shot into the door and he killed her. But I was like, that's impossible. Like, freaking Nancy Grace. I don't think that I don't like her, okay? I'm gonna say it. But I was just like, no, nobody could do that, you know, on accident. And then you watch this documentary, and I actually kind of really feel for him, and I feel like sometimes we're so quick to be like, that's ridiculous. And then you see how that country is, and you're like, not so ridiculous. Like, I was more on his side than I thought I was going to be. I definitely was like, no. That and the Lacey Peterson case on Hulu, like, made me kind of be like, I don't know about these ones. Like, that guy was a jerk, but I don't think he killed her. I don't know. I am fascinated by true crime. I've tried, but every time I try to listen to podcasts, it's like, sometimes I hate them. Like But we started watching The Outsider on HBO, and that's been really good so far. And the other one that's on pretty much any true crime shows I'll watch, whether they're true crime or not true crime. This shade's so pretty. I really, really like this one. Barb. I just don't like that name. So I'm gonna actually take it a little bit further just because I really like it. And I'm gonna take just the tiniest bit of sienna because I want to marry the two together. I just want it to blend a little bit better in this outer corner. It is not sienna, it is Semsa. I'm thinking of the Modern Renaissance because I was like, oh, that's the shade that probably is going to be the most similar to that palette. Ooh, I'm liking this. All right, I'm going to put on a primer and I will be back. And liner. I'm going to do liner and primer. All right, so next we have mascara. So I know I've talked about the Fenty Beauty mascara and I got a trial size. Look how tiny this little thing is. Like this is, at least it's trial size. Okay, it came free with a $25 purchase. So I was like, okay. But I was happy that I could like try it out before buying like a full size. So I try to do this with a lot of mascaras. But really, I feel like once you find your staple ones, it's, I don't know. I'm not someone that's like, I need that new mascara. You know what I mean? So yeah, even the trial size though has that flat brush and like the thicker wand. Okay. So I think one eye I'm going to do the Fenty and then the other one I'm going to use my CoverGirl because I love my CoverGirl. And I want to know if there's a difference between paying, you know, $8. I think it's actually more expensive. The drugstore is expensive. But, you know, compared to like $25 for the full size of this, that's a difference. So, this side, let's go in with the Fenty. I'm going to use the flatter side, I think, first. It's so crazy, though, like when you watch someone just review mascaras and how differently people do it. Like, I'm not someone who goes down and forth and, like, spends, like, a really long amount of time on it. Even though I don't wear false lashes. I just don't do that. But yeah, it takes a lot to wow me with mascara. I always know when I don't like one immediately, but we will see the end result. But I feel like I might like the flat side a lot for my lower lash line because I don't have a lot of length there, you know? So if they could look like they're there without, I don't know what it is. Like, but I just don't have like nice long lower lash line. I am thinking about getting my lashes like done again. Probably just for vacation. I like feeling put together even if I don't want to wear makeup. You know, I want nice pictures, okay? So I might do that again, but I can never leave them on for long because I itch too much. And I'm like a freaking, you know, I'm like dopey and then all the lashes fall out. So I might just get lash extensions for the trip. I don't know yet. All right, so this is my CoverGirl side, obviously. This one's definitely a little bit dried out. Like I need a new one. I bought that black one and I don't like it at all compared to this one. What do you guys think? Can you tell a difference between the mascaras? I'm not going to say anything yet. I'm going to wait for your guys' comments. But yeah, we shall see. All right, I'm going to use my dose of colors. This is 118 medium. I'm going to use the sponge again, even though I don't know why, considering how much hate I've gotten for this freaking sponge. But I want to do a full, like, in-depth review once I've used it for, like, a month. Regardless, like, of the comment section. I feel like it would still help people. But yeah, let me know how you guys are like, liking it, if you got it. I'm not going to put that much coverage on my forehead. If I could just pull this skin down and have it the rest of my face, that would be great. But a lot of the things I said in my first impression, other than the part in terms of like swiping, I've now learned to swipe. But it's still not like my favorite for foundation. And before you attack me for that, realize that I have a lot of texture on my skin, right? Like I don't have beauty guru filter skin. Like, not to say that they're all using filters. I don't mean that, but a majority I think do. And I made sure to like really get in here and show you guys like how it was working. And I feel like people that were like, go watch this person's review, go watch this person's. And I'm like, they have perfect skin and they're sitting from back here. So from back here, I feel like everything's going to look a lot better. But I'm not saying that this product, like, I'm sure there are plenty of people that really, really like this. And that's great. My reasoning for not liking this for foundation, that's what I'm saying, for foundation, not for everything else, is because I get a lighter coverage. It does look more skin-like, but my texture, I prefer like if I'm going to use a full coverage foundation or even a medium coverage foundation, I want to be covered. So those are like my thoughts in terms of me using it for everyday basis. I'm just making sure that like, and two, for everyone that's like, for the whole comment section, I'm just like, let's see if people are using these in like 5 months, you know? Like, I'm still trying to wait for Tati to upload a full video on tips and tricks of how to use it, because I'm sure that there are certain ways, but it hasn't happened, which I'm not gonna lie, I find it a little bit irritating. But yes, you're right, the swiping does work. I still have to go in and buff a little bit, which the directions do say buffing on there as well. But yeah, because it does leave like little streaks. Like if you guys can see as I'm going across, like I still have to kind of go over it a little bit more and like pat it in, which is fine, but I prefer coverage with a brush due to my skin type. Like that's the difference, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like one product isn't a fit all. It's the same thing with like, some people use their fingers to apply foundation. Some people use a sponge. Some people use brushes. Like, it's just a preference tool. That's all it is. So, and I love Tati. I obviously support her. I don't know why I'm defending myself on here. Okay. I don't care anymore. I felt like even like Mel was just like, I'm not reviewing Tati anymore. She's like, it's, you know, I can't take the heat. And I kind of understood what she was saying. Because I'm like, that would have really, really benefited me to give it such a positive review because I am a small YouTuber. You know what I mean? But I just didn't feel right about it. All right. So yeah, I am going to go over this with one more pump with a brush real quick. All right, for concealer, I have these. So I've got, oh my gosh, I've gotten so many samples of the new Hourglass concealer. Remember I had it in like the little sticks before. Now I actually got like little sample sizes. I cannot find the right shade that I like on me yet. Like, I feel like concealers are one of those things where I need like 3 shades. I need one that I have like on a full coverage day where I'm just like, okay, I want a brightening shade. Then I want one where I can wear it without makeup on, but it can't be as brightening as the other one, obviously. So, and then I want one to cover all my zits. Most of the time I don't do that though. Like, you know, someone's like, no, makeup, and then it's all concealer. I don't generally do that. I really just like a little bit underneath my eyes, and the rest of the time I'm trying to just leave my skin alone. I told you guys I'm trying out some Korean skincare, and you know, I want it to work. And I feel like every time I do a full face of makeup, like days in a row, when I'm filming days in a row, is when my face is just like, stop it. You know, like, leave me alone. It lets me know. But I really like this concealer, but the reason I haven't like picked up a full size is one, it's $4. See, like this might be a little bit too light. I don't know yet. But yeah, it looks a little light. I'm really liking it, but I just can't figure out what shade. I tried Fawn in the Bite Beauty review, and I needed something a little bit lighter. Yeah, I don't know. This was the light one with yellow undertones. This is the shade Cotton, I believe, which is very, very light on the scale of the shade range. But yeah, I want to try out the Dior concealer too, because that one's like a great deal. And my only like thing with Dior is the fragrance. Like, I'm getting it. Like, yes, I like vanilla scented things, but I'm also at that point where I'm like, I don't want scent in my base products at all. So a lot of people are saying that the new Dior one does not have that like strong smell, because oh, the foundation, I'm just like, I don't necessarily have a breakout, and I'm sure like a lot of people are fine, but I feel like it's just not, it's just something that doesn't need to be there, and it's just another thing I'm piling on my skin that could possibly irritate it. So I don't know. All right, just set my under eye with some powder, but that's also part of it. I love the feeling of brushes on my face. Like, I like the whole experience of brushes. So I think that's why it's also just not as well suited in certain areas, because I just, like, I'm a brush person. I love the experience of brushes almost more than I like makeup, if that makes sense. Like, I find that to be the most relaxing part. So I'm going to set my face with this e.l.f. Halo Glow concealer, with this powder. It is the dark shade. So I like to do that before going in with a bronzer. But yeah, I feel like I need like a reboot on what videos I want to do. So what are you guys interested in seeing? For some reason, I really want the Dominique Latte palette, the second one. Like, I really wanted that in the Trend Mood box. I was so mad about that whole thing. And then I was like, okay, it's not over. You're fine. But even though it looks like a palette, like I have those colors 10 times over, and I'm still just like, I want it. Did anyone else feel that way when they saw it? Like, I was just like, it's all the browns. Like, I mean, I love brown eyeshadow tones. I do. But I feel like with this powder, like I mean, I'm going to build up a little bit of bronzer on top of it, but I really just love to use this. I just feel like it diffuses so nicely since it's more of a setting powder. But yeah, e.l.f. Expensive e.l.f. this year, but it's still nice. All right, let's take some Fenty powder on top. But yeah, what releases have you guys been interested in? I feel like that's really it. Like, I feel like this one, that Pat McGrath gloss looks so pretty and super sparkly. But I feel like even her, like, I'm fine when people use filters on Instagram because it's Instagram. But when it's like certain things where I'm trying to see the product and the shades, like when it's so heavily filtered, I'm just like, I don't trust it. And so I'm just like, I don't know how, like, is it really just going to be like a sparkly gloss, or is it really going to be something like amazing? Like, I love her gloss formula, but I'm like, do I really need to spend $30 right now? Because I usually pick up one of those on a sale. And I can't, the swatches, I don't trust them. I'm definitely getting into that thing more and more now where I'm just like, I stopped watching people where I felt like their videos were super like heavily filtered if it was a makeup review. If it's something else, whatever, you know, like if they're just talking, it doesn't bother me as much. I'm like, do whatever makes you feel good. You know, I would feel better if this had a portrait filter on it. I would. But I just feel like that's just being dishonest. So, okay, we are bronzed. Now Zan, for blush, I think I'm going to pick up this Ecstasy. Not like I use a whole lot of different tones of blush anyway, but I am going to use my sponge for this because I did not use it last time. But I like it. I've been using it for that. I guess I got to do my under eye still, huh? I am not a huge blush person, so just a light application does it for me. I'm going to mix the Semsa shade with the 98 shade. Ooh, I'm so excited Curb Your Enthusiasm started again, and I watched Parasite, which I usually hate watching, like, movies that are not in English, but that one was really good. A lot of reading. I can't pay attention to the screen, that's why. I just can't multitask in that way. And I'm constantly, like, getting up to pee or to grab water, and I'm just like, great, I can't tell now, like, what I missed. But on a happy note, my sister is going to be here this weekend. She's been deployed now for like 6 months, and I'm so excited to hang out, and I can't wait. I'm really, really excited. I've really missed her. I don't want to get rid of the dog though. Like, she's taking her dog back, and I'm like, no. So I'm going to use OG to smoke this out. I didn't really have fallout, so I guess I didn't really need to do my eyes first, but yeah, no. Whatever. I I wanted you guys to see all my beautiful texture on my face. All right, I'm just running this through because it clumped a little bit. Like, I don't like, especially my lower lashes, I like my top ones to be a little bit clumpy, but like not my bottom ones because I just feel like it looks odd. So now let's go in inner corner. I'm going to take the shade Wasted. Ooh, let's try Wasted and Anastasia. So we'll do Wasted on one side. It's definitely not, it's almost like a, I'm assuming it's like a satin because it's definitely not a like metallic. But like it's a pretty, yeah, I think I'm going to use Wasted for up here. And then I think I'm going to use the Anastasia shade for the inner corner since it's more of a metallic shade. I'm actually going to just take it right through here. I'm going to spray. Oh, it's just like, I don't like that. Okay. So, the thing I do love this sponge though is definitely for the highlight. So what I'm going to do first though is take this one and just press in because I feel like, except for the highlighter area, just because, man, that bottle spits out at you for Solly. So, now that that's done, I do really, really like this for highlight. If I would say like the one thing I love this for would be highlight and powder, like just setting it. I like to just take the tiniest bit right there. Okay. So for lips, I got the shade in the Lawless Satin, like you guys saw me try on the other two. But I don't think Annie, I kind of want to take Annie back. So I'm going to try out the shade Fawn. Because Annie was just too hot pink for me. Like it just did not suit my skin tone. So we'll see if this one. I was trying to decide between this one and Wedding Day, but I went with Fawn. So I'm going to try it on for you guys without a lip liner. I will say though, like for being, I really like the formula of these. But for having so many hydrating ingredients, the way it says, it doesn't feel the most hydrating on my lips. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Because if something's too hydrated, like I love my LC Cosmetics lipsticks, they tend to slide off my lips a lot faster. This doesn't fade super quick. So like I'm constantly drinking out of water bottles and stuff, and I don't feel like I have to like reapply it like right away. This is a good shade. I feel like this one is much, much better. Yeah. Okay. I'm very happy with this one. Very, very happy. Okay. Let me get myself together. Get it all together, girl. Fix this bun. And let's do some swatches and talk a little bit about products. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have already seen swatches by now, since I definitely was one of the last ones. But this is what the top three are: the OG New Yorker and the 1988 shade. And I just wanted to kind of show them against a normal Anastasia palette. So these shades are from the Soft Glam one, the ones that are almost constantly in palettes, which is Burnt Orange, Rustic, and Sienna. So I do feel like, let's do an Orange Soda. I think Orange Soda is going to be quite a bit lighter though. Yeah, you're not going to really see Orange Soda. So they're definitely similar tones throughout. Like, I wouldn't say that they're exact dupes, but pretty dang close. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference in terms of like the mattes between like the normal Anastasia palettes. I do appreciate though that like they didn't just put the exact same ones in there. Like even though I'm like, oh, I love Orange Soda and I love Sienna, I'm just like, I don't need them in every freaking palette. So I'm very excited that they didn't do that this time. They are very similar, but they're not like exact dupes. So, and to me, any little difference in a brown, I'm like, it's different. But the New York and OG shade, like we saw them on the eyes, they don't appear any differently on the eyes. So I really wish that between all the stuff, they would have changed that over anything else. But let's go ahead and swatch, like I said, I know you guys have already seen swatches, but oh, these are the two glitter shades. So let me know if you guys want to see a look of me using them. But that is how they look swatched. So, I mean, I think you definitely, they're gritty glitter. Okay, they're not like a smooth, like, I mean, it's smooth glitter, but you can definitely feel it. You know what I mean? So, I know that's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. And I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if it says it on the back. I'm always interested to see if it will say, I don't think so. It just says eyeshadow and pressed pigments. But I know that the glitters aren't eye safe for everyone, so that's a personal decision. Am I happy they put them in there? I could probably live without them. And just had some more shades in general. But I like the bigger pans. I really like, a lot of these shades are more unique than what I thought that they would be. Like the shade I used, like I'm gonna go just through my favorite shades of the palette right now. Like I know it looks very basic, but I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this palette. So let's just swatch right there. Like I feel like especially that shade Barb that we used on the lid it's definitely not a shade I have over and over and over again. And then I really, really like the Anastasia shade as well. It has a nice little pretty like pink shift to it. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the palette. So yeah, I think if you were looking at palettes, like I said, I get a lot of use out of the Soft Glam, and I feel like this is no different. It's definitely not a need. I feel like you probably have these shades. I don't know if I have them all together in one palette. Ooh, come on here. So this is what they look like kind of side by side, the Soft Glam and this one. And to be honest, like, yeah, I was going to dig out my Modern Renaissance palette, but that thing is so old and dusty that I don't mind having a few similar shades. I overall, though, am just... the unique shades in here make it worth it to me because I know I will reach for this. Like, Anastasia palettes are very, like, user-friendly to where you're just like, I know what to do. There's no thinking about it in terms of, like, is this going to go with this? Like, I feel like the color story is a good color story to where this could just be a very quick one-and-done type thing. So I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of this palette. I know a lot of people are like, it's not a need. Definitely not. But do I really like it? Am I happy that I paid for it? Yes, it is limited edition. I mean, if you were trying to choose, the Jaclyn Ina palette is a beautiful palette as well, and I feel like those are definitely more unique to like Anastasia tones. So I would definitely look into that because I know they're all going away. I wasn't a huge fan of the Carly Bible palette. Just my personal preferences. It was a little bit too cool toned. I did a review on all those. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with Amrezy palette. Like I can't wait to play with it some more. Like I want to use this blue as just like an inner pop and then do like a brown smoky eye. Yes. But yeah, I'm happy with the palette. Like I said, I'm trying out this concealer, but I want to try out the Dior. I'm like looking and I'm like, is this the right shade? Because that seems weird considering like this was like one of the top like 4, I believe, in terms of light ones. Where I'm like, is this too bright? And maybe I'm more of like fawn. I don't know. So I'm still testing out which shade I like, and then I'm going to compare it to the Dior to see which ones. The Dior, definitely you get way more product for your money. But I don't know what it is. I like the hourglass. I like that it feels like I like it. Okay? I do. But yeah, the color selection's hard. It does oxidize quite a bit, so that's what I'm having a hard time with. I think I have like 6 samples to go through to try to figure out my perfect shade. But, you know, it is what it is. The lip color, I love this one. I think this was my favorite out of the 3 that I got. And I just used a little bit of matte cork to kind of blend it all together. But I really, really like it. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm still continuing to use this puff. I don't want people to think that I'm just like, I just used it the one time and then I was just like, I'm done with it, you know? I am just still trying to figure out ways that I prefer, personally, how to use it, which is just the same as any other beauty tool, you know? But I love it for highlight right now. I liked it for blush. I just don't prefer it for foundation. And I think that that's fine. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts and everything. The only other thing, I'm like, what is happening with this hair? The mascara. Let me know what you guys think now. Like, I'm gonna leave that for the comment section. So let me know if you could tell the difference between the $10 and the $25 mascara. And we will talk down there. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see me use the blue or the glitter in this? Let me know, because I'm excited to play with this more. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.